Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to round 4 of our 2009 season on F1 2009. I think today we have the Bahrain Grand Prix, and if you've missed the first 3 exhilarating races, I highly suggest you go back and watch them. If not, stick with me here. Going into this race, we lead the championship by 10 points. We've been extending our championship lead race after race. Jarno Trulli, of course, won in that Chinese Grand Prix, and it was almost a Toyota 1-2, but I spoiled the party by finishing in second place. Today with the Bahrain Grand Prix, I'm looking for another podium. You know what? Let's mix it up today. Let's try a one-stop. People in the comments keep saying that the tyres will never last for a one-stop, and I agree, but let's go for it. I think it's a 28-lap race. We'll pit on lap 15, because we start on the hard tyres, go to the softs. Is this a bad choice? We'll find out.
Located in the middle of the desert, the Bahrain International Circuit at Sakir is both flat and exposed, providing good visibility of the track ahead. There is a substantial straight early in the race, in the middle, then 2 at the end. All of these mean you should be able to maintain a high average...
Button pole, Webber second. I think that's Button's first pole this season. Trulli and Rosberg on the 3rd row. Hamilton in the top 10. Alonso rounding out the top 10. Kubica, my teammate, in 14th place. And of course, we're starting last because this game is easy. Okay, so no qualifying for me. We're last place, 20th. Hey, here we go then. The Bahrain Grand Prix of 2009 is next. And we are on the grid. The hard tyres. Game's incredibly loud in my ears, but the lights are on, and the race is held for a long time, those lights, but we are underway here in Bahrain. Use a bit of curse to try and keep up with Nakajima, who's had a fantastic start. He's ahead of Suttil, he's ahead of one of the Toro Rossos already, as my teammate seems to have just stopped on the circuit as we got the inside of a few drivers into turn 1. That's a very slow first corner. We're already up to 14th place. I think my teammate's last. My favourite thing to do on this game is judge the quality of each track based on, you know, the modern technology that we have now with the more laser scan circuits and the more accurate design of circuits in games. And then you go back to 2009 on the Nintendo Wii and you've got this for Bahrain. Honestly, not even that bad. It seems okay so far. Turn 4 was very strange. Okay, lap 1 completed and I'm 4 seconds behind Kovalainen. But I'm sure this happened in China as well, where the first lap I was really slow compared to the AI, and then suddenly lap 2 onwards I was really quick. So hopefully something similar happens here today. Trulli started up in 5th, he's down to 13th, and my teammate started 14th, Kubica, and I think he's down in 20th place. So big changes, big movement in the first lap and a half. I'm just slowly catching back up to the pack ahead though. Okay, we've caught, but only by 6/10. Oh my god, they're all stationary at turn 1. This turn 1 is very strange. Lap 1, we genuinely stopped on circuit. Lap 3, it seems to be the same thing for the AI. But we are catching big time now because they're all so slow through turn 1. Hang about, that's Vettel in 13th. What the hell's happened to Vettel? Vettel's down in 13th place. And suddenly, we are on the back of the whole train that leads, I assume, up to first place. So, the pace that these cars had for the first 2 laps has dissipated. As Vettel runs straight into the back of Jarno Trulli. Nice one, Vettel. Championship material right there, guys. That's a 4-time world champion in the future. Buemi's out the race, so we've got our first retirement. I think he's behind us on the circuit anyway. But 1 Toro Rosso down, 1 driver down. We're down to 19 drivers left in the race.
Vettel is in front of you.
Oh boy, I almost crashed straight into the back of Vettel. And we've swooped around the outside of him through that final corner. He was pinned to the apex, so I suppose he was slower. And we've gained a position. We're up to 13th. And once again, they're all going non-existent speed into the first corner. Good job. Might have a nice run here on the exit turn 10 down towards the left-hander of turn 11. I've used all my curves. We're in that very powerful slipstream. As we saw in China, the slipstream is OP as absolute heck. This is a safe channel. I can't swear on this channel, right? So... heck is the word I had to use there. Oh, contact between the 2 Toyotas. Trulli ran into the back of Glock and I've managed to get past Trulli the same way I got past Vettel the lap prior, and now Glock's going to be a sitting duck down this main straight. That's another position. We'll be up to 11th place. I think Glock's still on the out. He's backed out now. Raikkonen now next up. Sponsored by Etihad Airways. I don't know if the liveries change race by race. I've not noticed yet. But that would be a cool feature if it's a thing. I doubt it's a thing on F1 2009. There's Raikkonen. Oh, they're so slow into turn 4. I've gone up the inside of Raikkonen and his compatriot Kovalainen. So now that's 9th place. I think I'm right in saying ahead of Alonso. I don't think that's a Toro Rosso. That's a Red Bull, isn't it? Is that Mark Webber? What's wrong with the Red Bulls today? Vettel is way down the order, and now Webber on the verge of being outside the points. Might have a nice chance here on Alonso down this back straight. Round the outside of the final corner. Seems to be the best overtaking place. And he's lifted off halfway down the straight. We've had to take evasive action. Went onto the sand on the right-hand side of the circuit. But no harm done, no damage done. And we have gained a position. That's woke me up a bit though. Mark Webber next up. And there's a Toro Rosso trying to put a move on a Brawn. I tell you what, this race is absolutely crazy. Where's Mark Webber going? I'll take that position, thank you very much. And we're up to 7th. Felipe Massa in the Ferrari. Make that 6th, make that 5th, make that potentially 4th. I've overtaken 4 drivers in one corner. That was an almighty send. Once again, I didn't actually mean to do that. They brake so early and then they go really slow at the apex sometimes. So that's 4th place now. So we've got Hamilton 3rd, Rosberg 2nd, Button 1st. I don't think we've seen that collection of drivers on the podium before in real life Formula 1. We've definitely seen Hamilton Button, we've seen Rosberg Hamilton, Hamilton Rosberg. I don't think we've seen those 3 drivers on the podium together. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. We have seen Rosberg Button on a couple of occasions. I'm thinking the 2014 Australian Grand Prix was Rosberg, Magnussen, Button. Hamilton retired from that one. I've been sent. I've been absolutely sent. Who was that? Sebastian Bourdais forgot how to brake. That's Champ Car Bourdais right there. He crashed into me at turn 1. As far as AI performance go, I think this is the fastest we've seen them. Australia, they were okay. Malaysia in the rain, they were so slow. And China, they were pretty slow as well. But this one, we're actually losing time to Hamilton. So it's kind of refreshing to see because obviously we don't want to dominate every single race. There'll be no fun in that. But we do want to challenge for the championship. I've just been hit again by Bourdais. Same corner, every single lap. What's with that guy? Hamilton's into the lead. He's got past Rosberg and Button. So Button runs 2nd, Rosberg 3rd. I remain in 4th. Pesky little Bourdais behind me. I was going to call him Four Eyes Bourdais because he wears glasses, but then so do I. Button's been passed by Rosberg. It's 2009 and we've got a Hamilton Rosberg 1-2. I think we're about 5 years too early for that. 2 drivers in the pits. Button and Hamilton in. So Rosberg stays out. And of course we're on that one-stop strategy. That might still work, to be fair. The tyres are okay. We need to go another 5... Oh, the game's frozen. Nice. Please unfreeze. Ooh, it listened to me. We need to go another 5 laps on these tyres. And then we'll be pitting. Or maybe another 6 laps. Are we pitting like 15 or 14? I think it was 15. So Rosberg's 5 seconds up the road. Lap 11 out of 28. I imagine he's on a one-stop as well. So it could be early versus Rosberg. Which, funnily enough, in all the games I've ever played, it's never really been a rivalry. Early versus Rosberg. In all my F1 Challenge series, it's been early versus Schumacher, versus Coulthard, versus Hakkinen, versus Ralf Schumacher, versus Jarno Trulli. We've done a bit against Hamilton in the modern games, Verstappen. Rosberg, it doesn't come to mind. Every time I go across the line, I don't know if you can see it, but Rosberg teleports. Very strange. Maybe the heat of the Bahrain desert is getting to me. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but I'm pretty sure he's teleporting. Okay, pay attention. Watch closely when we go across the line. Okay, you see Rosberg in front. As we go across the line. There, you see it. He teleported. He teleported. It can't just be me seeing that. He did not teleport this lap. Interesting. It's only some laps he teleports. He's 5 seconds up the road though, is Rosberg. And Bourdais is now not even second. Either Bourdais pit or he got overtaken by Webber, who's 10 seconds off the lead. Webber might be on a one-stop too. It's lap 14, so after this lap, we'll be halfway through this Grand Prix. We might see Rosberg pit this lap. We're going straight off the circuit at turn, what's that, turn 11. Oh dear. The tyres, as you can see on the left, honestly, they don't feel bad at all. I've been very smooth with the inputs on the wheel. Considering I'm on a controller and I'm not very good with controller racing games, I feel like I'm doing a good job right now. However, Webber is catching. So if Webber is on the one stop, he could be a threat towards the end. Rosberg is into the pits though, and we're going to stay out an extra lap. We've got the fuel to do it, so I might as well. So we will take the race lead. James Early, championship leader after 3 rounds of the season. He is in the lead of the race. Vettel has jumped up to second. I think Vettel might be on a one stop. That's why he was so slow at the start. And I also think that he's extending just like I am. And so is Glock. So we've got Early, Vettel, Glock, the top 3. I tell you what, that's a very strange top 3. Okay, lap 15. We're coming into the pits for our one and only stop in this one. Well, that's a weird line into the pits. That white line was all over the place. I don't think that's quite accurate to what it was in real life. Not sure. I'd have to go back and watch the 2009 Bahrain Grand Prix to really check. But here we go then. The BMW Sauber of James Early into the pits. Onto the soft tyres as well. Let's see what speed this pit stop will be. Vettel is in. Glock's in. I believe that's Kovalainen in behind as well. So those 3 on a one... Oh, this is a slow stop. A 15.5. Are you having a laugh? That's incredibly slow. I'm going to lose a whole host of time from that, I think. But we will rejoin onto this circuit in the position of 5th place. So we're going to the end now on these tyres. Need to make sure they last the distance. They'll be doing 13 laps. Barrichello in 4th. And then we have the top 3 who I assume are on a 2-stop strategy. In fact, Rosberg is on a 1-stop and he's got to be ahead of me. So I don't think we're anywhere near a net P1 right now. Sadly, we're not really catching Barrichello. I'm pretty sure he's on a low fuel load. We are pulling away from Sebastian Vettel though. We're about 8 seconds ahead of the German, but about 5 seconds behind Barrichello as it stands. Might see some action in the pit lane here. It's lap 18, so if you're on a normal 2-stop like I usually am, you'd be in the pits. Hamilton definitely in the pits, so we'll gain 1 position, potentially 2. Button in the pits as well. We're up into the top 3 now. It'll be Rosberg first, Barrichello second. I have a feeling Rosberg has a very big lead over second place. Oh, Barrichello in. Barrichello in on lap 19. We'll move up to second place. It's got to be Rosberg in the lead. Yeah, it is. Lead, sorry. Rosberg in the lead of the race. So we saw 2 first-time winners in the first 2 races with Mark Webber and James Early. The other way around. I won the first race. Webber won the second race. We had a first-time winner in terms of teams with Trulli winning for Toyota in China. And now we could have another first-time winner with Nico Rosberg driving for Williams this time. That'll be 4 different constructors in the first 4 races. 5.7 to Rosberg. That's the gap. I'm driving really well at the moment during this stint. We'll keep an eye on that gap over the next few laps to see if we are actually closing on the German. The gap's coming down. It's 4.5 seconds now. This could get tasty towards the end of this race. We've got 7 laps to go. I'm quietly confident about this one. Gap's 3.6, lap 23. Can you just imagine how exciting this race would be for a spectator? You've got James Early, new guy to the sport, so he's not hated by everybody yet. We're battling for maybe his second victory of the season. You've got Rosberg in the Williams, which is an underperforming team at the moment, I'd say, definitely. But Rosberg wringing the neck out of that car. And he's on the verge of his first ever win. And the gap is coming down lap after lap after lap. And 5 laps to go, the gap stands at just over 3 seconds. It's going to go down to the wire. It might be decided on the final lap of this race. Rosberg starting to struggle on his tyres. He should be on the hard tyres, I think. His tyres really should be better than mine. His car's smoking. I don't know if he's got a damage or anything. I don't think he has. I think he's just pushing the tyres to its maximum. We can see him now. We don't need to care about the gap in the top left through the sector times. We can see the Williams of Nico Rosberg. And there's going to be 3 laps to go after this one. Oh, he's on the softs as well. Maybe I'm just better on my tyres. I think I am. We might have a run here. Down towards the final corner. I have a feeling he's got a puncture. He's smoking down the straight. Nico Rosberg might be in trouble here. That might cost him a chance. Not just a win, but a podium. He's into the pits. It's all over for Nico Rosberg. Nico Rosberg out of this one. We've got 3 laps to go to claim our second victory of the season. That's heartbreaking for Rosberg. I was looking forward to a final lap battle, but we were stripped of that. The spectators were stripped of that. You guys were stripped of that. And I think we're just going to cruise to another victory here. What in the world is that? It's like a line on the circuit. Did you guys see that? Like a floating line? I don't know what that was. I thought it was a wing to start with, but no wing looks like that. Just one more lap to go to claim our second victory in 4 races. It'll be remembered in the history books for maybe something slightly different. Rosberg's chance at a victory stripped away. Sort of like Lando Norris in 2021 at Russia. Different circumstances, of course, but, you know, similar sort of vibe I'm getting from it. Oh, dear. We've gone straight off the circuit. Do I have a puncture? No, I think I'm fine. As we round the final corner for the final time, almost going straight off the circuit. I think I almost do have a puncture. Almost. But we're going to cross the line to win the 2009 Bahrain Grand Prix. Epic victory then for James Early, who wins by 15 seconds ahead of the Red Bull of Mark Webber. Sebastian Vettel in 3rd. Button, who got pole, finishes down in 4th in the end. Hamilton in 5th. Rosberg had to have that extra pit stop. He could have won this race. Instead, he finishes in 6th with Barrichello and Glock rounding out the point scorers. One retirement, of course, that was Sebastian Buemi. My teammate Robert Kubica down in 16th. Alonso only 15th. The 2 Ferraris outside the top 10 as well. It's a really bad season for Kubica so far. We are now 12 points ahead of Mark Webber in the championship. We've only dropped 4 points this whole season. It's been such a marvellous start to the season. Hopefully this form can continue, but I would like to see somebody challenge me towards the end of this year. But we do, in fact, lose out on something. The Constructors' Championship, Red Bull have overtaken, and now we are 2nd place, 3 points behind. Braun is still there. Toyota not really scoring today, I don't think, so they're still in 4th place. And Williams, they've jumped up to 6th, but it could have been so much more. Rosberg could have scored the team 10 points here today. There we go then, guys. That's the end of episode 4, and what a race it was, taking victory here in Bahrain. It was a fantastic race, and we were sadly stripped of an epic battle between me and Rosberg for the race win late on. We still technically made an on-track overtake, but it was because he had a puncture on about lap 25 or 26 of that one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.